Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well and hope everyone's blessed. So I thought I'd do a little video while I'm waiting for a little fella to kick off. He's playing football today, so I'm just over here watching the football. I've done a podcast this morning with two lads, and their podcast is on Spotify and it's called Recovery Unplugged. Now, the reason I decided to do this is because, not just because of the name Recovery Unplugged, but these two guys are in recovery as well. They're in fellowship. You know, they're involved in fellowship. So I thought, you know what, it's giving something back. We only keep what we have by giving it away. So I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. You know, because I have knocked a lot of podcasts back over the last few months. You know, a lot of people have asked me, would you come on my podcast? Would you come on my podcast? And I don't see the point in doing it. I think, no, sorry, mate, I'll have to politely decline, because I don't enjoy talking about the past life. I don't enjoy talking about, you know, when I was involved in crime and reputation and ego and all. I don't enjoy talking about it because I always feel like I'm glorifying it. You know, when I'm talking about my past days and the things that I got up to, I give myself an hard time for it, because, you know, if the stuff that I struggle with today is because of that past life. You know, I struggle with that stuff because with guilt and shame and remorse, you know, and the last thing I want to be doing is reliving it and talking about it, you know. But when you go on these podcasts, people want to hear about that, you know, the past life, what you've come through, the things you've survived, you know, the things you got up to where you are now. You know, so I do get it. I do understand it. I do understand why podcasts want me on, you know, to obviously to talk about that stuff and how I changed, you know, how I ended up on the path that I'm on now, which is more positive in life, you know, becoming a better person, a better version of myself. So I understand that the podcasters need to bring that up, you know, they need to hear me talk about that stuff. So I do understand it, but it's one of the reasons why I don't like going on podcasts now. But that being said, you know, I did this podcast with Recovery Unplugged this morning, and wow, what a podcast it was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely amazing. It felt like a meeting. It felt like three guys sat in a room just having a meeting, you know, doing fellowship, you know, sharing our stuff, you know, talking about recovery, talking about what helps and what saves us, you know. So I enjoyed it. You know, I'm glad I did it. The two guys who did it are both in recovery. They're both doing really well. They can relate to some of the stuff that I was talking about, the stuff that they talk about. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you want to go check that out, guys, it'll be out in a few weeks. I'm pretty sure I'll be tagged in stuff, so I'll let you know when it's out, and I'll post it on my socials when it does come out. But it was a good podcast. It was a very, very good podcast, you know. But like I said, I do not podcast back these days because I don't like reliving the past. You know, the past is the past. It's there for a reason, because it's past me, you know. But yeah, I do watch podcasts back as well. I do watch a lot of people on podcasts, and 9 times out of 10 when I'm watching people do podcasts, you know, apart from a select few, I see them talking about the past and, you know, with a smile on their face and glorifying it, and, you know, being over the moon with the stuff that they did, and, you know, it just doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me, because my past doesn't define me. I'm not that person no more. And I'll be honest with you, listen, I have to be grateful for my past. I have to be grateful for the things that I've gone through, because I wouldn't be who I am today. You know, I'm glad I went through addiction and mental health shit, and I committed all that crime back then, and I did what I did back then, because if I didn't do it then, I could be doing it now, or they could be doing it in the future. So I'm glad I did it then, because it's past me now. I've done it. I've got the t-shirt. I don't need to do it again. You know, so I am grateful for my past. But if I could turn back time, would I have done things different? Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would do things different. You know, I would try not to I try not to make the mistakes that I made back then. But look, them mistakes that I made then have made me who I am today. So I'm glad I went through what I went through. But yeah, I'm going to end on this, guys. Listen, if you're struggling with active addiction, or you're struggling with mental health, and you don't know where to turn to, because I know what it's like to struggle with addiction and mental health. Our mental health stuff, it isolates us. It makes us feel alone. It makes us feel like we've got nobody to turn to, or no one to share this stuff with, because we feel like we're going to burden someone, or we feel like we're going to worry people with the way we're thinking and the things that we want to do and commit. You know, this mental health stuff will isolate you if you allow it to. You know, if you're a man, if you're a tough, strong, independent man who's struggling in silence, then stop. Reach out. Speak about it, because I'm telling you now, it will be the demise of you. It will ruin you. It will fucking make you into a nightmare of a person. Do you know what I mean? When I'm hiding stuff and I'm holding stuff back and I don't want to share my stuff, I become impatient, intolerant. I get riddled with anxiety. I become bitter. I become selfish, you know, because I'm holding on to this stuff and I don't want no one to find out. So I tend to push people away, you know, with my moods and my emotions. You know, I use the bad emotions and the bad moods to push people away. You know, so if you're out there struggling, you know, especially men, if you're out there struggling and don't want to share it with your wife or your kids or with your loved ones, then hit me up on my Instagram. No matter, my Instagram's paulvence222. Drop me a message. You know, we can talk. I'll tell you exactly what works for me. I'll tell you exactly how I conquer this shit on a daily basis. So, yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless.